Good evening and welcome to Panther Stadium at Raymore Peculiar High School in Peculiar, Missouri. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School game of the week. We've got a big one on the Missouri side. Highly ranked teams as number 3, Lee Summit North takes on number 6, Ray Pec. Hi, everybody. Kevin White, along with Mark Borichter. Our sideline reporter will be Bethany Bowman. Big-time talent, a lot of college prospects, and a lot on the line tonight. They're not in the same conference anymore, but as far as district goes, this is a big game tonight.
Well, this is a big game, and I don't know if there's a better place to be in Kansas City tonight than right here at Panther Stadium. A lot of big-time players, as you mentioned, Kevin. These two teams have a lot of history, knocking each other out of the playoffs over the last couple of years. A district matchup here tonight, it's a big one.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile, and the law firm on the defensive line for Lee Summit North is Winery and Ward.
Well, it is Winery and Ward, and Lee Summit North comes into this game with 19 total sacks on the season already, led by those two guys. They need to get after the quarterback tonight if they want to have a shot.
And on the other side, big-time wide receivers for the Panthers.
Well, big-time wide receivers, it's the Jaden show, basically. Jaden Doss and Jaden Riddell. 6 TDs and 8 TDs respectively between the two of them. Both big play wide receivers. They're going to make a lot of plays here tonight as well.
Big game on the Missouri side tonight. Ray Pec playing host to Lee Summit North. We're back with the opening kickoff right after this. The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. 68 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Huge crowd here tonight for this matchup between Lee Summit North and Ray Pec as the opening coin toss is going on the field. And as we check in with our sideline reporter, here's Bethany Bowman.
Thanks, guys. As you mentioned, we're going to see so many weapons here on both sides of the ball. For both teams, we're going to see some playmakers here tonight. For third year, Ray Pec head coach Sean Martin, it's all about how his defense can step up. Just 4 starters returning, entering this season for the Panthers. So for him, that's a big key in this game. For Lee Summit North, led by 8th-year head coach Jamar Mosey, they have a ton of depth on offense with guys like Isaiah Mosey at receiver and running backs Quincy Baker and Tanner House. Coach Mosey loves to get that run game going first and then open the pass game off of that. So expect to see that tonight from the Broncos. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
The coin toss, and unconventionally, they say they want the football to start the game.
They're ready to go.
There's Jamar Mosey, former Blue Springs running back star. Went on to Oklahoma and then Nicholls State. He's in his 8th year. His team at 4-1. They lost their first game to Liberty North, and they've since reeled off 4 straight wins. And on the other sideline, you've got Sean Martin, longtime assistant in his 26th year at the high school, 3rd year as head coach. Led this team to a state title a few years ago in 2020. And his wife, Christina, is the AD. His son, Patrick, is the linebacker. They're very vested in this outcome tonight, the whole Martin family. Coach's son, Isaiah Mosey, and Tanner Howes will be deep back. Alex Stevenson to kick off. Grayson Neiswanger, who normally kicks off, is out with a concussion. He plays on the soccer team, and he suffered a concussion in their soccer match last night. So Stevenson handles the placements, and he will handle the kickoff duties. Last year, these teams met 2 times. North won both, 41-14 in the regular season, 21-14 in the state playoffs. Here's the first meeting of 2022. These two teams in the Class 6 District 3. Short kick, and this will be Howes on one hop. He is the running back, and he'll get it out near the 30-yard line. And we'll see 2 quarterbacks tonight, but the lead guy will be Max Ford, senior quarterback, transfer from St. Thomas Aquinas. And he is a dual threat quarterback, big kid, 6'2", 180 pounds, can run it, can throw it.
You're not subbing.
There is Mad Max. There's his numbers as far as passing, completing about 60% of his passes, only has thrown 1 interception on the year. This is a pistol spread offense. First down run. And this is Howes breaking free. Tanner Howes down the sidelines. Finally run out. I was talking to the coaches about who's the fastest guy on your team. They said Howes is just a quick guy. He got quickly through the hole that time.
Well, he's going to get a lot of touches tonight, Kevin, both in the run game and in the receiving game. Little unbalanced formation to the left-hand side, and Lee Summit North won the toss, wanted to receive for a reason, and there's a big play on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, that's a big-time run inside the 30-yard line. As Howes will get another tote. Got 3 yards on that run. Second down and 7. Howes opens the game with a 40-plus yard run. And Lee Summit North, team that averages 31 points per game, looking good on their initial drive of the game. Ford's first pass. And too tall, incomplete. As a little in route there. And couldn't connect. That was Yasir Winston, the senior wideout, who has 8 catches on the year. You've got the twins, Xavier and Winston Yasir, or Yasir and Xavier Winston, and then you got Isaiah Mosey, the coach's son, as wide receivers. And now third down and 7, pistol formation. Quincy Baker in the backfield. Baker up the middle. Baker, low center of gravity, runs for a first down inside the 15-yard line. This 1-2 punch of Howes and Baker are very lethal.
Well, running behind the big left tackle, Caden Green, you see kicks out the defensive end, the Oklahoma commit, 6'5", 310, and he's every bit of it. You're going to see them run the ball to the left-hand side, and you mentioned Quincy Baker and Tanner Howes, a 1-2 punch. 2 different styles of backs, but both equally effective.
Both average around 7 yards per carry as Howes back in. The left hip of the quarterback. The quarterback will keep it on a read option. And Ford breaking up the middle down near the goal line. And he'll be inside the 1 yard line. So it'll be first and goal. And Ford, we mentioned, can run the football for this team.
Well, he can. And remember, he came from an offense at St. Thomas Aquinas on the Kansas side with that flex bone style. So he's run the football quite a bit. Simple quarterback follow right there. Big hole for Max Ford.
So it'll be first and goal just inside the 1 yard line. Running play, and they'll get it in. And that was Tanner Howes, who started the game with that big run.
Same formation, same play that they ran. Kevin, you just mentioned it with the big run to start the game on the first play. You see the movement again behind big number 75, Caden Green. Tyler Pate, the left guard, washing down the defender, and it's an easy touchdown for Lee Summit North.
So Howes now has 4 rushing touchdowns. Flag down. It's encroachment as Gary Waite is your referee tonight. Howes, who had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns last week in their win against Blue Valley Northwest. Good receiver as well.
Dead ball. On the defense, that penalty is refused. 1 on time down.
Owen Barnhill is the place kicker. Had a rough night last week, but up and good with this PAT. Last week missed 2 PATs and a field goal, but starts the game off nicely with this PAT. And well, you're on the road, Mark, and Tanner Howes breaks a big run to start things and finishes the drive with the short touchdown run.
Well, he certainly started this off with a bang, and there's a reason Lee Summit North won the toss and wanted the football to start this game, and a real fairly easy drive, Kevin, down the field for the first score here for Lee Summit North. I know one of the things coming into this game is Ray Pec was hoping if they could get a few stops defensively over the course of this game, get a few turnovers, might shift the momentum because there was some concern about stopping this high-powered offense. But we got a long way to go in this game.
Yeah.
These two offenses, one's averaging over 400 yards and one's really close to 400 yards of total offense per game.
Jaden Doss is the deep man.
This is one of those games, Kevin, you look at all the athletes on both sides, right? All the Division I talent, all the D2 talent, all the college talent, let alone on both sidelines here. This is a game you just kind of got to get the ball to your playmakers and let them go do their thing.
Liam Kays does the kickoffs. This will be fielded at the 10-yard line. Turn to the near side. And it's a big-time return. As that is the Zephan Walker. He is only a freshman, if you believe it. If you see him in person, he looks like a full-grown man out there. He is very fast. And they just call him Z. Z Walker, the freshman, with a big-time return of some 40 yards. So a big play now by the Ray Pec special teams.
Well, what happens? You don't want to kick it to Jaden Doss. So you kick it to the freshman, and now Ray Pec's in great field position to start their first drive.
Xander Dombrowski is the quarterback. He'll throw it to the junior wide receiver who just got an offer from Alabama. That is Jaden Riddell, 4'4", his 26th catch of the year, but he leads the team in yardage, and now he has 8 touchdowns coming in. And once again, Alabama was in town recruiting. No, you will not run into Nick Saban at your local gas station here in Peculiar, but somebody was here and they made an offer to him, so he's a big-time player, and he got 7 yards on that first catch. This running play is Thomas Fager, and not going anywhere. Good job there by Chase Pearsall, who's got offers already from Missouri and Nebraska. As you take a look at Xander Dombrowski, second-team All-League, a transfer from Blue Springs South in his second year running this offense. They lost a little bit there, Mark. It'll be 3rd down and 4. So we've seen both teams with very explosive plays. One on a kickoff return, and that Tanner Howes run as Dombrowski hit as he throws, and this will sail to the sidelines, incomplete, as he took a hard shot there. And that's your guy, William Winery. And this guy's got an offer from Alabama as well, and that's a big-time hit on the Ray Pec quarterback.
Well, it certainly is, and you see the swim move inside by Winery. I mentioned in the open, Kevin, Lee Summit North came into this game with 19 sacks only through 4 games. 19 sacks. Through 5 games on the year so far. But they really get after the quarterback up front, and they're led by Winery.
Jaden Doss is also the punter, but he was signaling to the sidelines. We didn't have enough players. Late player runs on. Doss averages stuff at 35 yards per punt. Barely got this one off. And it's just a squibber inside the 25 near the 24-yard line. So a very short punt. Not much yardage gain there. Only about 17-yard punt. And now we'll see Lee Summit North's offense back out on the field. This team averaging 31 points per game, and they run it about 60% of the time, but you got a good backfield of Baker and Howes. They like these two running backs, but they have good wideouts as well. New quarterback in the game is Elijah Leonard. He is a transfer from Liberty North. So got limited time last week. Just a couple of running plays. Leonard passing over the middle. Mosey in stride at midfield. Isaiah Mosey, a first down out near the 49-yard line. And a nice play there that goes for 25 and a first down for the Broncos.
Well, I was impressed in warm-ups watching Elijah Leonard throw the football. Throws a really nice ball, and this is Mosey just on a simple dig route from the inside. Wide open, leads him And another first down for Lee Summit North.
And another explosive play. The analytics say if you get an explosive play on a drive, your odds of scoring go way up. This is Quincy Baker, flagged down, and Quincy into the secondary, breaking a tackle. Quincy powering through tackles down to the 30-yard line, but this is coming back.
This is going to come back, Kevin. Legal formation over here. Wide receiver Isaiah Mosey was not up on the line of scrimmage. Caden Green, the left tackle, was uncovered.
21-yard gain, wiped out by a Bronco, ill-aligned, and Baker, who had over 100 yards last week.
Illegal formation. On the offense, be 5 yards, previous spot. We'll replay first down.
So 1st and 15 now. And the analytics will also say if you have bad penalties during your drive, your odds of scoring go way down. So I guess we're back to round 0.
They certainly are, but really the only thing that slowed this Lee Summit North offense down these first 2 drives have been penalty or incomplete passes. They've really had a lot of explosive plays here to start this game early.
Leonard stands 6'4". He's got a cannon for an arm, and this is Howes, the quick back. I'd say Baker's more the power back, but Howes can get through the hole very quickly. Not the biggest guy in the world. 5'8", 170, a junior, averaging 6.6 yards per carry.
Well, he's extremely quick, and we saw him several times last year with his explosiveness. You talked about his size. Not a tremendously large guy, but has great vision.
And a baby face to go along with it. But he is a tough cookie now. 2nd down, 9 yards. And here's Howes. Looks like another flag is down. This was thrown by the referee behind the play. Holding penalty on North.
I know there's a holding penalty on this play, but you saw the quickness of Tanner Howes up inside the hole.
Turn your on. Holding. Offense. 10 yards from a spot foul. First down.
Well, this was on the list of things that Coach Mosey said we have too many penalties. So this team being bit by the yellow fever. A lot of flags. It's a spot foul, so it'll move it back to a 2nd down and 17 situation, back to the 42-yard line and the Broncos' own as they lead 7-0. Another flag down as Leonard throws. It's complete. And the receiver breaking a tackle. And
this is going to be another illegal formation penalty on Lee Summit North. Neither of the wide receivers down to the bottom of the screen were on the line of scrimmage.
that was Winston, Xavier Winston, and these are penalties that shouldn't be happening come week 6 of the high school football season.
You know, you can live with some of the holding penalties that happen, but a simple lineup formation, the wide receiver, that's on the wide receivers on the outside to look and see.
On the offense, 5 yards, previous spot.
Somebody's got to be on the football.
Now they're back to 2nd down and 22 inside the 40-yard line. So the drive was off to a promising start by the Mosey catch of some 25 yards. And now penalties that just seem to derail this drive. But maybe they can convert behind the sticks after work from 2nd and 22. Running play. And a nice run there across midfield. As this was Quad Chapman. And another flag is down behind the play as Gary Waite getting a lot of TV time early on.
This one's going to be on the tight end, Xavier Lindsay on the outside. He's got his hands outside the framework, right at the point of attack.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from spot of the foul, replay 2nd down.
Well, there you look at Cade Green, All-American, headed to Oklahoma. He's rated the #1 guard in the country. So he's playing tackle now, but he'll be projected as a guard when he gets down to Norman. And There's behind the sticks, and there's way behind the sticks. It's now 2nd down and 33. Looks like Baker's back in the backfield in the pistol formation as Leonard steps up. Now he's a good runner. He'll throw down the field, has a man wide open behind the coverage. And that is Jaden Hines all the way in for the touchdown. Ray Pec let a guy get behind him, and it is Jaden Hines, number 1, the junior, and that is his first receiving touchdown of the year.
Well, Jaden Hines got jammed up at the line of scrimmage, Kevin, as he was the lead receiver in the stack down at the bottom of the screen. And I'm not so sure he didn't get pushed out of bounds to start, but with the scramble from Leonard, he found an open spot, and the rest is history.
Well, it's a 74-yard pass completion as we have more flags down. This one looks like it's on Ray Pec.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Penalties refused. 1 and time down.
So you're potentially saying maybe the secondary gave up after they saw Hines go out of bounds, and then because you can't come back in and be the first guy to touch it. So maybe that's why he was so wide open, as the extra point is up and good by Barnhill. And a 2-touchdown lead now for Lee Summit North after the long pass to Hines.
You're going to see Leonard here with the scramble, and then you're going to see Hines open behind the secondaries. They all kind of came up as he started to scramble. But early on in that play, he got jammed up, and he was really close to going out of bounds if he wasn't, as that play was developing.
Hines is a transfer as well. He transferred from Lee Summit West. So nice touchdown pass. 3rd of the year by Leonard. First receiving touchdown by Jaden Hines. And once again, I think everybody was caught off guard that he was behind all the defenders like that. And wide open is Jaden Doss, who's headed to Nebraska. Big fan of the current interim coach, Mickey Joseph. That's his guy there in Lincoln. As they kick away. This will be Doss from after a muff from the 4. And Jaden not quite to the 25 on the return. It'll be 20 yards on the return, and now we see Dombrowski and the offense down by 2 touchdowns.
Well, it wasn't a great start offensively, for Ray Pec. Had great field position on their initial kickoff. Just wasn't able to get anything going. So this is their second drive here of the game.
Fager in the backfield to the quarterback's right. Thomas Fager, third Fager brother to come through. Only got a yard on this run. Making the stop on the play was Jameer Khan from the secondary, and also Peanut Cashier.
It really looks like Fager's going to be able to get outside, and you see...
No, it was Cashier.
Peanut Cashier coming up from his safety position. Leads that secondary with 23 tackles coming into this game.
2nd down and long. Empty set now for Dombrowski. In trouble, flag down as he goes down. The quarterback is down. And that's the other member of the law firm. That is Ward, involved in hitting the quarterback. But once again, a flag is down. Legal shift on the offense. Let's see if the Broncos want to accept this penalty. Probably not. They probably take the down and go 3rd down and long.
Offense. 2 men still moving at the snap. 2nd down. 3rd down.
The penalty is declined, and with the sack yardage by Ward, it'll be 3rd down and 16. And now the home team, the Panthers, behind the sticks as they set up a screen to Riddell. Big guy cutting up the field, and he'll get the first down. Well, this guy's a big-time D1 prospect, and he's able to convert a third down and long for a first down.
Well, this is a great play call. You're going to see him on the outside. This is a middle screen sent up where he's going to come back inside, and his offensive lineman now, with that screen pass, are leading the way and has the presence of mind and the awareness to get straight upfield and get the first down.
22 yards for number 23. Also plays basketball and baseball. Excellent in the classroom. 3.4 GPA. Here's Dombrowski, quarterback read option, and he'll get nice yardage, about 5 yards on the play. Xander averaging 2.2 yards per carry. Say he's a very competitive kid, a wrestler, and this is a guy that doesn't like to lose at anything. Second year as the starter after transferring from Blue Springs South. His pass is deflected and intercepted on the deflection, as that's Cade Williams, the Mike linebacker. Right place, right time. Team's leading tackler. And Dombrowski throws his 5th interception of the year. And our first turnover goes to Lee Summit North.
Well, this is just obviously a deflection here. And you've got big number 5, Williams Navari out there, 6'5", right? 6-foot quarterback, 6'5", gets his hands up, deflection. And you mentioned Cade Williams right on the spot right there to pick that football off. That's 10 interceptions now on the year for Lee Summit North's defense.
They've done a good job. Winery and Ward, we talked about them in the open, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and if you don't get to them, they're able to deflect it. As here's Ford, flat pass, and it's caught. That is Mosey, the coach's son, who's very quick, only a sophomore, but is a 4.5 40 guy, and he's going to get a good chunk on the first down play. He'll get about 7 yards. Second down and 3. He leads the team in catches, yards, and touchdowns. Already got 22 offers himself. So he's going to probably end up at a Division I school, no question about it. A lot of talent between these two schools. As Ford, sideline pass is caught. And they'll have the first down.
So this is that wrinkle out of that power.
That's the tight end, Lindsey.
Out of that power formation, we saw the big run, the first play of the game, and then the touchdown run. That's the wrinkle out of it. Hitting the tight end on a little bit of a swing pass.
I say Lindsey is their most improved player on the team. Also probably their strongest pound for pound. Squatting some 500, benching 315. Kid that's really worked hard to improve himself. And he is a big body tight end out there. That was his 4th catch of the year. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Cut back run. And if you're a running back and you got a first name of Quad, that always works. Quad Chapman. Who do they call the Quad God? Well, this guy's name is, that's just a nickname. This is actually his name. Quad Chapman, a sophomore, 185 pounds. Good run and a first down for the Broncos, who are moving it. Other than penalties, Mark, they have really been getting chunks tonight.
They certainly have, and Andrew Brokaw, the linebacker for Ray Pec, did a nice job of holding the edge right there, turning him back inside, but nobody there to make the play in the second level initially.
Maybe it was Saquon Barkley who was the quad god. Pass down the middle. Mosey, did he make the catch? No. Got a hand on it on the post route, but couldn't reel it in. And it'll be second down and 10.
This is a really nice throw. You see Mosey work in the middle of the field. A little bit of contact. Does a nice job of trying to go get that with one hand. Just unable to come up with the catch.
Javen Johnson, the free safety, with the coverage. Second down and 10. Broncos leading by 2 touchdowns, coming in at 4-1. Rated number 3 in our Super 25, number 3 in the state poll. And cutting back, this is Quincy Baker. Running into Jalen Nevins, the Mike linebacker, after a pretty good gain. It'll be 3rd and manageable, facing 3rd down and 4 now for the Broncos, as they're trying to go 3 possessions, 3 scores to open this ball game.
This is a big 3rd down for Ray Pec's defense right here, Kevin. I know it's early in this game with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, but they need to get a stop right here.
Power side to the left, pistol formation. Here's Baker, and he'll run for a 1st down. Yes. Baker, I mean, you got Howes, you got Baker, you got so many good running backs on this team. Oh, now they're saying it'll, boy, it looked like from our side angle that he had got it, but now they're saying 4th down and inches, but now, let's see, we may have a official's timeout for a measurement. Boy, the side judge on the far side of the field looked like he was past the marker, but it has to be a collaborative effort between the officials, and they moved it back, so it'll be a measurement to see.
I think regardless of what happens here, if this is 4th down, Lee Summit North is going for this.
It is a 1st down. Looked like a small margin there, signaled by Gary White. 1st and 10. It'll be spotted at the 13-yard line. This Bronco offense on a 4-game win streak. Once again, this game big for the district standings as the first quarter clock will wind out. All about the Broncos. Forced a turnover and hit some big plays. They lead by 2 touchdowns at the end of 1 on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Huge crowd here tonight in Cass County. We're at Peculiar, Missouri's Panther Stadium, Ray Pec High School. Kevin White, Bethany Bowman, Mark Borichter, your announcers, and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew here tonight. And this is 2 big-time teams on the Missouri side, highly ranked in our Super 25, but early on domination by Lee Summit North, Mark, moving the football, and now they're trying to take advantage of a turnover to go up by 3 touchdowns.
Well, they are, and I mentioned how important this drive is for Ray Pec's defense on that 3rd down right there to try to get a stop. They gave up the 1st down here, but still an opportunity for a goal line stand down here inside the red zone. But it's been all Lee Summit North here in the first half.
Quarterback read option. Ford with running room. Ford powering to the goal line. And he'll have it inside the 1. It'll be 1st and goal now for this Bronco offense. Doing a great job on the offensive line. Caving in the right side.
Well, they are. And Max Ford's a load at 6'2", 180. And you just see right here, just dragging tacklers with him after first contact. That's one thing right now that Ray Pec's struggling with. The first contact, whether it's with the running backs or the quarterback you saw right there, not able to get tackles on that first contact.
And this is a wildcat play for Tanner Howes, and he just kind of hops into the end zone off the left side. There was an opening there, and just kind of bunny hopped into the end zone for a 1-yard rushing touchdown. His 2nd of the night. Tanner Howes.
Well, again, just going off the left-hand side of that offensive line, the size advantage up front, and this is really easy for Tanner Howes, just to, as you mentioned, just hop into the end zone.
Well, he now has 5 rushing touchdowns on the year. As Barnhill, after a tough kicking night last week, well, the PAT woes continue. His first miss of the night after 2 misses last week. Tanner Howes, wildcat 1-yard rushing touchdown, his 2nd of the night from 1 yard out for the junior tailback, Tanner Howes. Well, if you're Ray Pec, you're at home. Is it panic time yet?
I don't think it's panic time yet with the athletes you have on your team as well. But they've got to get something going. They've only had 2 possessions offensively, Kev, right? So, you know, you've only had the ball twice on offense. You got stalled out your first drive. The deflected interception, the second drive. it feels worse than what it probably is right now if you're Ray Pec. You know, I know the scoreboard says you're down 20-0 and you haven't been able to get a stop defensively, but if you can get something going offensively here, and maybe get a turnover here or there on defense, you can get yourself right back in this game. But they need something right now to get a little bit of a spark, because it feels like you're in trouble right now if you're on the Ray Pec sideline.
Special teams play would be big. We saw a nice return by the freshman Walker. As this will be the freshman who muffs it, Walker, and he'll just get on it at the 15-yard line. Z Walker, as they call him. 6'1", 190-pound freshman. And he's got 3 younger brothers to follow in his footsteps. And an older brother, Demetrius, play on the team. And now Dombrowski behind the 8 ball, down by 3 touchdowns, and starts at his own 15-yard line. And here is the freshman, Walker, and runs his hair on fire. Nice gain on first down as we check in with Bethany.
Yeah, guys, you know, looking at this Ray Pec offense here, looks like they're struggling a little bit here tonight. But, you know, Coach Sean Martin has said with quarterback Xander Dombrowski, who's had such a great season, he's got to get comfortable. You know, he's got to look to just throw that steady pass, 10 yards down the field. He doesn't have to throw 40 yards down the field. Last week in a win over Blue Valley Northwest, he was able to complete 75% of his passes. So once he settles in a little bit, we should see this offense go a little bit better.
Dombrowski eaten up in the backfield, and Winery back there with another sack for the Broncos inside the 5.
This is a little bit of a jailbreak inside. You just see Winery, they're getting matchups inside with him. He normally plays outside, Kevin. They moved him inside against the guards, liking the matchup right there. That's where he's getting the majority of his pressure right now. And there was nowhere for Dombrowski to go with the football.
Winery has some 23 offers, as there was a flag down and a face mask was called. Didn't see the flag on the field, but way behind the chains now. 2nd down and 16. Winery, they say, is their most improved player on defense. Sack leader, only a junior. Last year as a sophomore was honorable mention all conference. His team won 11 games. And more flags are down. This penalty on Ray Pec's offense.
Half the distance. Dead ball. False start on the offense. Half the distance. Replay, 2nd down.
Well, if you're the quarterback, working near the shadow of your own goalposts, never ideal. Back inside the 4, so.
The guy I'm looking for here is Jaden Riddell.
Yep.
6'5", 220. You mentioned he's been the one guy where they've gotten some production here early.
There you go. There's the call. Wide receiver screen, but a lot of white jerseys around him. He profiles out as a tight end on the college level. And one of the Bronco defense, Sal Ciavi, if the last name sounds familiar, yes, his dad, Junior Ciavi, played for the Chiefs. He's a transfer from St. Thomas Aquinas and plays defensive end now for Lee Summit North. No gain on that last play. So now they're facing 3rd down and 21. Throwing out of his own end zone. It's caught by Doss. Makes 2 guys look foolish on the play. Will not get the first down. But wow, nifty open field moves by Jaden Doss, who's headed to the University of Nebraska.
Well, this is unfortunate. I say unfortunate, but this is the best 3rd down play you're going to see from a wide receiver right here against 2 guys. Watch Jaden Doss just put the brakes on.
Well, in defense, though, of the linebacker Williams, he got rolled up by his own guy there. Well, he wasn't faked out.
No, he certainly wasn't, but this is a tremendous move. But unfortunately, it's still 4th and 7.
Yep. Able to get 14. Doss stays in to be the punter. Just an end-over-end punt down the field. Broncos will vacate the area and let it get touched down near the 45-yard line. So only 27 yards on the punt. No return. Short field for a team already up by 3 touchdowns. Well, you said you didn't want to hit the panic button yet, but if this one goes in the end zone, you're going to have to find the panic button because it's panic time. This team lone loss was to Blue Spring South, talking about Ray Pec. They're 4-1, and they were up in that game 27-10 at halftime and end up losing 52-34. So this Bronco team, now Leonard in at quarterback. You saw him throw that long touchdown pass to Hines. We think was out of bounds and came back in. As here's Baker. Baker, nice first down run. Very close to the first down is Quincy Baker, first team All-League last year for the Broncos.
Well, I mentioned earlier, first contact, got to have the tackles made right there. You can't let these guys get into the second level. Maybe a little bit of push in the back, but that's the type of play right there coming off the edge that Ray Pec needs to make.
They did give him the first down from the 35. Baker on a cutback. Baker kind of somersaults his way down the field. Another nice run on the play.
You mentioned Baker's a little bit different than Tanner Howes. A little shorter, a little stockier, right, on that side of things. But they both run tremendously hard. I love how they attack the line of scrimmage in the run game.
Yeah, there's really no drop-off. Both averaging about 7 yards per carry. Both had 100 yards last week as they beat Blue Valley Northwest. Pistol formation. Howes in the backfield. Leonard over the middle with his big arm. And it's complete down inside the 15-yard line. As making the catch, Yasir Winston, the senior wideout.
Well, Yasir Winston to the right-hand side, running just a little bit of a curl route, finds a soft spot in the zone. That's an easy pitch and catch for Leonard.
That ball jumps out of his hand when he throws it. He is the transfer from Liberty North. They got Van Dyne there, so he wasn't getting any PT, so he moved along. And this is Howes on a cutback. Tanner Howes, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Well, the first couple were short 1-yard jobs. This time, 15 yards for junior running back Tanner Howes. How's you like me now? Now 6 rushing touchdowns on the year for Tanner.
So right now, Lee Summit North's offensive line is just continuing to manhandle Ray Pec's defensive line. And really, it's just a size disadvantage up front, running to that left-hand side.
Extra point this time. Barnhill connects. He is 3 for 4.
Well, Quincy Baker did a lot of the dirty work getting down to this spot, and then they hand the football off to Tanner Howes, as you mentioned, for his 3rd touchdown of the night. And this was an easy walk-in for the Broncos.
Yeah, talking about long speed, Tanner is fast, but they said he's not one of the faster guys on the team. He's more of a shifty, quick guy, and you see it there. He got his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. Had 2 last week, so he's had 5 in the last 2 weeks. And really, he kind of set the tone in this game with that long run early on, 40-plus yards. And the Broncos haven't looked back. Had some penalties tonight, but they had 1 takeaway on an interception by Cade Williams. But overall, Coach Mosey, he's got to be pretty happy with how his team's come on the road tonight.
Yeah, really the only thing that's been a blemish for Lee Summit North so far in this game has been the penalties.
And he said we're working on that. Liam Kays, senior, to kick off. And from the 19-yard line, this is Walker, the freshman. Walker turning on the Jets. Z. Walker down the sidelines. He's only a 9th grader, folks. Oh my goodness. How do you like me now? DeZephan Walker, 9th grader. 81 yards, kickoff return, and that can get you back in the game when you're down 28. Number 28 comes up big.
Well, we talked about needing a spark, and offensively, Ray Pec hasn't been able to get anything going. They kicked it short. Z Walker's returned a couple of kicks so far tonight. He got a tremendous block right about the middle of the field, a little decleater that really sprung him, and then he just did the rest with his speed. He just outran everybody else from about the 45-yard line of Lee Summit North to the end zone.
Stevenson to try the extra point after a timeout by the Broncos on special teams on a PAT. That's interesting.
A lot of their defense wasn't ready to get down there. I don't think. They were all standing at about the 40-yard line.
This guy's a freshman. I was 5'2", 80 pounds when I was a freshman. This guy is 6'1", 190. He looks like a man already.
You're going to see the block right there, a couple decleaters, and then right here, this is all just Z Walker outrunning the rest. Watch him pull away as a freshman. That's the spark right there that the Ray Pec Panthers need here in the first half.
Following his brother Demetrius. Z, I say, is a very mature freshman, but turned 14 on the first day of practice in early August. Wow. Extra point try, Stevenson now after a Bronco timeout. Alex Stevenson, the junior kicker. And, well, if you're Ray Pec, just what you need, an explosive play. As it's 27-7. And Coach Martin and the special teams come up big.
All day, look at that small boy.
And they've got a pretty good-looking running back room. They got Fager, they got Walker, they got Biggins. We've seen, got a lot of good running backs in the backfield, as does Lee Summit North. Tanner Howes, deep back, retrieve this kick.
This is where if you Lee Summit North on this kickoff return here, you got to be careful for a potential onside kick or something here with Ray Pec trying to get back in this game.
The old surprise onside kick. Guys are near the 50. Sure, there was the bug in their ear, as they say. Get ready. Don't start running back. Start blocking until you locate the ball is the message. There you go. Short. Back will be taking it. Good special teams work.
You got exactly what you wanted if you're Ray Pec right there. A little pooch kick to the up man. Keep it out of the hands of the most dangerous guys back there, and you make a good solid tackle at the 30-yard line.
And that's Nevins, the team's leading tackler, as the Mike linebacker and playing special teams. And now, if you're the Ray Pec defense, you need a 3-and-out right here. You have been gashed all night by this Bronco offense, whether it's been Ford or Leonard at quarterback. They're running the ball, throwing the ball effectively. This will be Baker in the backfield. 3 wide receivers set, 1st and 10. And a running play. And it's a very successful one. Quincy Baker is getting chunks tonight. But really the whole rushing game tonight for the Broncos is getting chunks.
Well, they are getting chunks. And watch them attack the line of scrimmage. And again, running right behind Caden Green on that left-hand side.
And Green's the kid that's headed to University of Oklahoma to play for the Sooners. Highly rated offensive lineman, #1 guard in the country, according to one source. There's about 1 million sources, by the way. 1st and 10 pass. Swing it. And Quincy showing off the chops. Doesn't have that many catches coming into tonight. But Baker, he can catch it. House can catch it. So this backfield, tell you what, it's hard to get playing time with all these three good backs here.
It certainly is. That's a nice play defensively by Ray Pec right there, rallying to the football. That's the type of play they need to make here to get back in this game. Make this 2nd and long. We talked about Lee Summit North with the chunk yardage plays that they've had so far, Kevin, but if Ray Pec can start to limit those a little bit here defensively, they can get a stop.
Tanner Howes in the game, using his quicks to the outside, but this play's coming back. Wide receiver looked like he was holding on the edge. Might have been Winston.
This hold's going to come against the outside linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Brokaw was holding the edge.
All right.
At the point of attack.
During your run. Holding. Offense. 10. Replay 2nd down.
Well, the only... okay. They got the Kosia, the tight end, was with the holding penalty, blocking on the edge. On Brokaw, you said the Sam linebacker.
Yeah, just a tough play right there by him because he's in good position, and once the running back bounces outside, then he held on for too long.
I saw Winston blocking out there. My apologies, Yashir. 2nd down and long. Ford, pass, caught in stride. Look out. In space. And they'll get a big play as Yasir Winston with a big play down the middle on a post pattern.
Well, that double stack formation wide. They sent Mosey deep down the sideline. And Yasir Winston came into that soft spot in the zone right there. And then Leonard led him.
It's 32 yards on the catch and run by Yasir Winston, who was honorable mention all league last year. And his twin brother Xavier out there. Going to spot it at the 32-yard line. Ford, again, a little slant. Caught by Mosey. And he's brought down about a yard shy of the 1st down, the coach's son. But again, really not much resistance shown by the Ray Pec defense. They have given up a lot of points this year, 39 points per game, so. Yes. Under 3 minutes to go before Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers, highlights brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores. Quad Chapman should have enough for the 1st down. Didn't get much on the play. But the blocking up front, I mean, Green, Pate, Walker, Baker, and then they got a right tackle. Trey Williams, they say, is a D1 prospect. Number 79 out there. They got some big dudes up there, and they're doing a very effective job. There you look at Trey Williams, 6'3", 290 as a sophomore. A lot of big youngsters out here tonight. Whether it's a freshman that's 6'1", 190. Man. And now as they quickly line up, we'll get a timeout by the Broncos, their 2nd.
Yeah, the play clock was running out. And Coach Mosey decided to go ahead and take that timeout right there. Now, I know that was a 1st down run by Lee Summit North, but that's the best right there that Ray Pec has looked all night in short yardage situations in terms of holding the point of attack up front. Defensively against this run game.
Coming up next week, big Northland matchup as we make our first ever trip to the Oak Park new stadium that's there on their school campus. Both teams having good seasons. North Kansas City, they got some D1 guys. On the road at Oak Park with the Northmen next Friday night, 7 o'clock on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. That should be a good ball game. As Ford still has one timeout in his back pocket. His team been very good. They did miss a PAT. They've had a lot of penalties, but really feeling the notes the coach scribbled to talk to you at halftime in the halftime locker room. There's not too many notes there. Empty set for Ford. Fakes the short pass, throws downfield, nearly intercepted there. As breaking on the route was Javen Johnson, the free safety man, number 24.
Well, they're going to fake the pop screen to the outside. And you're going to see the receivers wide open right here. This ball's just a tad bit late because this safety comes in. If he picks that off, that would be a huge play for Ray Pec in that situation. But a nice job by Johnson breaking on the football.
And it was thrown wide toward the defender, so that's why Johnson had a shot on the ball. But that looks like some good film study, though, as they probably saw that play on film. They fake it to the outside and then go downfield. Howes going to the edge. Howes will get to the 15-yard line. And it's a quiet 7 yards. 3rd down and 3. It doesn't look like much, but they're getting a good push by that offensive line.
One of the things that's happening right now, you mentioned that they're spreading Ray Pec out a little bit. So Ray Pec's not able to bring any force from the second level linebacker side to force the edge.
This running play. Howes out of the Wildcat again, and I don't know. Looks like going to be 4th down. Good job by the D-line. Terrence Schneider. One of their big guys up front, the senior.
There's no doubt in anybody's mind, I don't think, here that Lee Summit North is going for this, right? And this.
Yeah, they've had kicking woes the last couple weeks. So, yeah, they say, let's go power. Let's go a Wildcat. Howes. And he'll have the 1st down. The blocking again very good for Tanner. Just kind of pick a spot where you want to go as they were pushed back. And it'll be 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line for the Bronco offense that has been unstoppable tonight. I mean,
the Wildcat formation, but they got all their big guys in there in the backfield. They brought everybody in, knew what was coming. Just out-muscled Ray Pec up front.
Timeout Ray Pec as they're getting pushed around. As we're down to under a minute, 28 seconds to go. Look at Coach Martin. His wife, Christina, is the athletic director. His son, Patrick, is a linebacker. So this is a family all in. And he also became a grandfather recently. So congratulations to him. As his daughter, Quincy, and her husband had a baby. A grandson named Shepard. Congratulations to him, and they live out in Las Vegas, and he's been making that flight out there to see Shepard, his daughter, brother, or son-in-law.
Waiting for the clock to get adjusted here during this timeout to 33 seconds.
Okay,
back
they added
to the 28.
Yeah,
yep.
they added 5 seconds. Last year, these teams played in the regular season. It was close at halftime, and then Lee Summit North kind of broke away in the second half. But we've seen the Broncos just dominate from the get-go, but they're on a heater right now. They won 4 in a row. After they lost to Liberty North, who a lot of people think is the best team in the area. Now, flags down. Looked like Baker shifted early.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense. 5 yards. Previous spot. 1st down.
There's about 5 or 6 guys that thought that was on 1 or on set. The center didn't snap the ball.
So move it back to the 14-yard line. Ford goes to the middle. Oh, incomplete. Receiver's diving attempt there by Winston came up empty. And now.
Well, Winston and Wright here on the outside kind of get there right here at the end. Little incidental contact right there from both players.
Johnson had the coverage in the secondary, the free safety. But now, second down and goal, back to the 14 with the penalty yardage. And there you see it, a lot of penalties. 7 thus far. Ford setting up a screen pass. Blocking is set up. Not much gained on this play. That was Isaiah Mosey, as now we'll get a timeout. And this will be the final timeout for the Broncos. Only got 4 on that pass play. Now what's the strategy session in that huddle right now, Mark?
Well, you're in 4-down territory. You're probably going for it, right? In this situation.
Do you have time, though?
I think you've got time. You got to throw the football here, though.
Right.
I don't think you necessarily have time to run it by the time, because it's 3rd and goal. You cannot get a first down in this situation on that side of things.
11 seconds. Can you get 2 plays off in 11 seconds?
You can get 2 plays off, because the worst case scenario, you can throw this ball away, make it an incomplete pass, and still get another shot at it. So, so far they've schemed everything up the way they've needed to. But you're definitely throwing the football here on 3rd down. Remember, Lee Summit North won the toss, elected to receive, so this could be a big momentum builder right here for Ray Pec going into halftime if they're able to hold Lee Summit North out of the end zone, because they're going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Third down and goal out of the pistol for Ford. Throwing to the end zone, and the pass incomplete. No, it is caught. I beg your pardon, it is caught by Mosey. Thought it was deflected away. Mosey comes up with it for the touchdown.
We're going to take a peek at this. Little jab step inside on the fade route. Yeah, and this ball just gets over the corner.
Lubin's right was right there, and the ball goes right past him into the hands of Mosey for the touchdown, his 6th of the year, and that is a huge score. Flag down.
This appears like it's on Ray Pec.
That would be their 8th penalty of the first half. Ford now with 8 touchdown passes.
We'll sort this out. This might be...
Extra point is good. Penalty is roughing the snapper. It's a man pushing off the vault, off the snapper, who's afforded protection. That penalty will be addressed on the kickoff, 15 yards.
So the extra point will count, and the penalty is on Ray Pec.
Well, I love the extra explanation we got from the official, because it's not a play that gets called, all that much. But the long snapper, a few years ago, this has been a point of emphasis, is afforded protection, because used to pack 3-4 guys in there and just blow up the center every single time. But that was the call, roughing the snapper.
Well, 11 seconds, they're able to convert. Ford faked me out. I mean, Lubins was right there, went right through his hands, and Mosey caught it in the corner of the end zone. And tell you what, Ray Pec needed a defensive stop. They did not get it. And now they commit a penalty, so the kickoff will come on the other side of the 50 for Liam Kays. And there's Walker. He had the 81-yard kickoff return, and this will be not returned because it's a short kickoff for Kays. Well, now Ray Pec, limited time, but they'll get the ball, as you said, to start the third quarter. But, man, I'll tell you, a momentum shifting play. If you knock that ball away, instead they add 7 points. As you're trying to come from behind, running up the hill, that's not what Ray Pec needed. As here is Dombrowski, near side, Riddell the catch, immediately tackled, and the horn sounds, and that is the end of the first half, dominated by the Broncos of Lee Summit North. Now wait a minute, now they're saying a flag is down on the play.
This is in the backfield. This might be a roughing the passer penalty against Lee Summit North.
Both teams heavily penalized in the first half.
We have roughing the passer on the defense, striking the quarterback's head. We have one untimed down, penalty 15 yards from the end of the run, one untimed down.
You're going to see this right here. That's Alex Block coming in, put his hands up to try to, get in the way of the pass, and his hands hit Dombrowski's head. And there's your roughing the passer penalty. So one more shot here for Ray Pec.
Hook and lateral time. Gadget play? No. Running play to Fager for a couple, and that will do it for the first half. Broncos dominating on the road. Tanner Howes scored 3 touchdowns. They got a touchdown catch from Mosey. Also, the defensive line doing a good job. Winery having a big first half. Other than penalties, the Broncos have been the dominant team. Also one takeaway as Lee Summit North will take a lead of 34-7 into the halftime locker room as we check in now with Bethany.
Coach, your offense was able to dictate this entire first half. Could they have been much better?
Penalties, a lot of penalties. That's something we kind of focus on. We're working on it, so hopefully, we get better at that in the long run.
Tanner Howes doubles his rushing scores for the season with 3 touchdowns in this first half. Could he have been much better? He's so effective.
He could not. I mean, he's a guy that kind of goes under the radar, I think, even around the Metro. He's been on fire pretty much what 5 out of the 6 games. So he's a spectacular ball player.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, a lot of penalties, as the coach said, but the Broncos dominating here at Panther Stadium over the home team, Ray Pec. 34-7 at the break. Hy-Vee at the half. Coming up next. The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City high school athletics. The 4 state crowns won by the Panthers, 3 by Coach Tom Cruise, and 1 by Coach Martin in 2020. And speaking of coaches, Bethany has the head coach of Ray Pec. Here's Sean Martin.
Coach, you talked about your defense being so young entering this season, just 4 returning starters. They look a little young tonight.
Yeah, credit to Lee Summit North. They came out, they played football how it's supposed to be played, very physically, and got after us pretty good. Hopefully we can grow up from that.
And on the flip side, their defense is experienced, and your offense never really had a chance to get going. What adjustments did you make on that in the halftime locker room?
We talked to the kids about just slowing things down, and there's no four touchdown plays or anything like that. Taking it one play, one series at a time, and really kind of get back to the basics and get after this half.
Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Well, Ray Pec is going to get the football to start the third quarter. Lee Summit North won the coin toss, took the football, and hasn't looked back. They felt good about their offense. Normally you defer. They said, nope, we won it. And they drove right down and got a touchdown. So now Ray Pec has to respond. He said small baby steps here. There's no big, 28-point play that'll get you going here. So what are you expecting out of Ray Pec in the second half?
Well, we looked at the halftime stats, and they didn't really do anything offensively and couldn't get anything going. And they really didn't have a ton of opportunities. Only, 7 minutes of possession in the first half. And And I think he's right. Like, you can't really look at this scoreboard, Kevin, at 34-7 and say, okay, we're going to get right back in this. You've got to get an opportunity here. You're going to get the football back to start this second half and get yourself going. See if you can get some offensive progress here. Move the football a little bit. Maybe get a big play, and then hope that you get a turnover on the defensive side and see if you can make a play to get you back in this. But you got to kind of chip away at it.
Yeah, the big play was on their kickoff return by Z Walker. 81 yards by the freshman. You got Jaden Doss back there, former Otis Taylor Award winner. A lot of talent. Even if you get your offense back on track, you still got to stop the Broncos, and we have not seen the Ray Pec defense been able to do that thus far through 2 quarters. And this will be a squib kick down the field. It's caught at the 40-yard line, as that was Barnhill. Guy making the special teams play. Tanner Franklin, backup defensive back. Heady play there. They could have been caught running down the field to set up blocks. You see those guys up front sometimes don't even look, and you get surprised by an onside kick. But Franklin making a nice play. And here's Dombrowski and the Ray Pec offense.
Well, I think you got to try to figure out a way, too, Kevin, to get the ball to Jaden Doss and Jaden Riddell here in the second half.
Thomas Fager in the backfield. This will be Fager on a cutback. Fager, power run out to the 46-yard line. About 6 yards on the first down run. Fager.
It's a really good start. I know you want to get the ball to your wide receivers, as I mentioned, but Fager's a really good running back, and you'll take this 6 yards on first down here to start this drive.
Fager had 178 and 3 touchdowns last week. Pass on the slant, caught by Riddell, breaks a tackle, and Riddell down to the 40-yard line, and there you see the D1 talent by the junior number 23.
Well, you've got a size advantage on the outside here, so just a quick slant, throw the ball up high, let him go get it, be an athlete and move the chains.
14 yards on the catch and run by Riddell, who received an offer from the University of Alabama today. A lot of scouts here watching the game tonight in Peculiar, Missouri. Pass incomplete. I don't know who they were targeting. The tight end was over there. Doss was over there. And I think Heady DB almost got an interception with all that chaos going on in the right flat. There you see the numbers by Dombrowski. He's been under a lot of heat. The D-line's been putting a lot of heat on number 1.
Yeah, he hasn't had a whole lot of time to throw, and I like this here, these short, quick throws. I know that one was overthrown, but try to get him into rhythm, get the ball out of his hands before that defensive line can get a chance to get to him.
Pass knocked down. Coming off the edge was Ward that time. Got his big paw up there and swatted it out of the sky. There's that D-line again.
Nice awareness by Ward on the outside here, on the outside rush, getting his hand up in the throwing lane.
He's committed to Western Illinois. Mark Simcox is the defensive coordinator, former Park Hill South head coach. Now Dombrowski going high and incomplete to Riddell. Coverage that time by Block for the Broncos, but that pass clearly too tall for a 6'5" wide receiver.
Yeah, just a little high. I think a product of this from Dombrowski is he's had a couple balls batted down at the line tonight. The tipped interception just sailed that one a little bit high for Riddell. But I like the approach of Ray Pec here on this offense, on this first offensive drive. I know they're looking to punt this football away here on 4th down, but the short, quick passes.
Yeah, nobody back. Doss sends another end-over-end punt. We'll get the field turf roll into the end zone for a touchback. So 40 yards, but really net 20 with the touchback. So Doss headed to Nebraska as a wide receiver, and now we see the Bronco offense back out in the field. We've seen two quarterbacks in Leonard and also Ford. Seen multiple running backs, 3 running backs. Probably seen 5 different guys catch the football. I mean, they've been spreading it out. Everybody's contributing, and Ray Pec's defense hasn't been stopping them as they open up empty here. And Jaden Hines in the Wildcat. Jaden Hines cutting it up the field. Jaden Hines turning on the Jets. And good night. Touchdown, Broncos. Well, Hines scored on the long play earlier on the pass play that we thought he stepped out of bounds, but this one he puts his foot in the ground and goes 80.
Well, they came out in empty, as you mentioned, with Jaden Hines in the backfield, direct snap. A lot of room to run, and then nobody's going to catch him once he gets into the second level.
Extra point coming up with Barnhill, who's had the one miss, but pretty solid. Hines, 2 touchdown night, long plays. Extra point is up and good as we send it down to Bethany.
Well, we just saw that breakaway run, and you got to credit the O-line there. A couple quick notes on Caden Green, our offensive lineman here for Lee Summit North. As you guys mentioned, #1 guard here in the country by several outlets. And more impressive was Coach Mosey's comments on Caden. Few words he used to describe him was alpha, dominant, and said he's one of the best players he's ever coached. Now, of course, he's heading to Oklahoma, and Coach Mosey has to be happy about that, being a former Sooner himself. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Coach Mosey was down at the ball game between K-State and Oklahoma in Norman. He took some of his players down there, and yeah, I'm sure the kids had a good time. And it's always fun to go to a college football game, especially a big-time game like that. But I think the town of Norman's finally recovered from that loss to the Wildcats. As there's Jaden Doss, who's headed to Nebraska. Barnhill doing the kicking off. We've seen Kay's kick off, and now Barnhill is stepping into those duties. And again, it's a bouncer. This is Riddell picking it up. Riddell breaking through the first wave across midfield. This is a big man you got to tackle here as he goes 6'5", 220, a junior. Again, he's playing wide receiver in high school, but the college scouts, Alabama included, would rather shift him to a tight end position, put some weight on him, turn him into the next O.J. Howard down there.
He's a big physical kid, and I was impressed watching him down on the field in pregame warmups as well. You mentioned his size, 6'5", 220. Certainly is a weapon.
Alabama has offered, but he's just a junior, as Walker in the backfield. Z has that 81-yard kickoff return, and there's Z. Hit hard on the play, as that was Chris Baker, the linebacker, with a hard hit.
It was a great play by Chris Baker coming up from his linebacker position. You mentioned Z Walker, really looked like there was a hole there in space. That's the biggest difference defensively tonight for me is Lee Summit has made those tackles. Ray Pec hasn't, that first point of contact. But a nice play by Baker coming up to make that play.
Second down pass. Doss hit the turf, incomplete. Pass was too low for Jaden. Now 3rd down and long. I mean, Dombrowski has been under a lot of heat. That tends to affect your accuracy as a quarterback. You're worried about tip balls, like you said earlier. You're worried about pressure. And I don't know, it just unnerves quarterbacks when they're getting bodies in the backfield like that.
Well, it certainly does. And, their offense just looks a little out of sync, too, Kevin. Even on these short, quick passes.
Screen pass. Well, 2 receivers there. as Aaron Biggins and Doss both going to look, trying to catch the football here on a screen pass.
What I say out of sync, this is out of sync right here. You got a wide receiver coming in thinking this is a screen to him, a running back.
Biggins there.
Out in the flat. That's exactly what I was talking about with being out of sync. They just look out of sorts right now.
So that'll be 4th down and 9, punting unit, Jaden Doss. Just kind of hits end over end. Punts that don't get very high in the air. First flag of the 3rd quarter.
It's a false start on the punt team from Ray Pec.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Previous spot. Replay. 4th down.
So now it'll be 4th down. Still need 14. Doss is a punt blocker's delight with these low punts. This is the highest as far as the apex on this punt that he's had all night as it works its way inside the 15. It's 39 yards, no return, and now I don't know what to expect for this Bronco offense. We've seen the Wildcats. We've seen Hines, we've seen Howes, we've seen 2 quarterbacks. A lot of wrinkles with this team, but the bottom line is they are effective and on a 4-game win streak, trying to make it 5 tonight on the road. Well, get the old binoculars out because I can't see anything. And it's going to be Leonard coming out, leading this offense. We saw him throw it very effectively in the first half. Well, they got an embarrassment of riches in the skill positions with this team. This is the running back Quad Chapman. And he's only a sophomore, and he is 6 foot at $185. Talk about young guys that look older as we got another flag down.
He's going to be holding on Trey Williams on the outside of the right tackle position.
Well, play 1st down.
That player number 79, Coach raved about, says he's a future D1 prospect for us, but sophomore still learning, play that position. Yeah, the penalty situation, and talking to Coach Mosey at the JV game on Monday, he just said, yeah, we've had way too many penalties. I'm saying double figures? He said, yeah, around there. I said, that is too many. You don't want to see double figures in penalties. And here's Chapman cutting it back. Quad showing some good balance before he's finally gang tackled down. And this team lost week 1 to Liberty North 17-7 at Liberty North, but has since won 4 in a row, beat Park Hill South, Staley, Lee Summit, and last week beat Blue Valley Northwest in a Kansas versus Missouri crossover game. High expectations there at North. I mean, you ask Coach Mosey, he says, hey, we want to win a state title. That's our goal. Quick swing pass. This is Winston turning it up the field just across the 20.
I think we're going to have another illegal formation penalty or illegal shift on Lee Summit North here.
Illegal shift. 2-minute motion at the snap. Now 5 yards. Replay 2nd down.
I mentioned it earlier. It's week 6. You know, these kind of small things, not covering the tight end kind of stuff.
Some of these penalties, like we're seeing right here, right?
Two
Like
guys
I
in
told you
motion.
before, you can live a little bit with the holding penalties because they're effort pieces, right? Like it just happens over the course of the game, or the running back bounces it outside and you're expecting them to come inside. There's really no excuse for not covering up the tight end or 2 guys being in motion at the same time.
Second down and long. Quarterback going to try to run this one, and nice play there. That was a Victor Clote, number 86, defensive lineman.
Some of these third and long, second and long situations, we have seen Lee Summit North have success running the ball too, Kevin, and mainly the reason behind that is they're spreading Ray Pec out. There's only 5 to 6 guys in the box. Those big offensive linemen are able to combo block up to the linebackers at second level.
Howe's in the ball game in the backfield. Well, they've been behind the chains a lot tonight, but it really hasn't affected Leonard. Running out of space, just throws this one into the Ray Pec bench area. Incomplete. And we'll see a 4th down potential punt here for the Broncos.
It's the first 3 and out for Ray Pec's defense tonight. Coming with 6:15 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's, I'm saying, a potential. This team doesn't like to punt the ball too much. They keep their quarterbacks on the field, so either Ford or Leonard will punt. We're assuming it'll be Leonard, but yeah, Leonard is staying out there, and now they will shift into their punt formation, we think. I've been faked out before tonight. And movement. Right side, special teams. Kosia, the tight end.
Delay game. Offense,
Oh,
5
wow.
yards, previous spot.
Kosia moved and he got bailed out because the play clock ran out. But Kosia
He
definitely
still didn't
flinched.
get bailed
Yeah,
out because
right.
you threw him under the bus.
All right,
But
yeah. Sorry,
But
there's
he did move.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that's actually what the call was going to be as well.
Well, duped again. Dupe night here in Peculiar, Missouri. It's apt place to get faked out.
Dead ball. I'll start.
I want to tell you right now, and this might sound a little harsh, but if you want to win a state championship, you can't have dumb penalties like this all night long.
No, and at this point,
You'll get beat at some point by a team.
And at this point, I know they're going kind of on a hard countdown here, but there's really no reason for it.
And now they'll take a timeout, so they're really discombobulated.
Well, I think this is a timeout from Coach Mosey because he's extremely unhappy with what's happened here over the last 3 plays.
I mean, you're going to run into a team that has, well, this team is loaded with talent. Maybe not quite as much talent, but maybe plays more disciplined football, and doesn't make these little tiny errors and just unforced penalties. It's just, I just feel like to win a state championship, you can overcome some things, but penalties.
Well, this is the frustrating thing too as a coach, Kevin, as you're talking about this, right? Is you're up 41-7 at this point in the game. You've got to continue to be focused on the job at hand here. And when I say the job at hand, it's the little details, the penalties we just talked about, the false start penalties, the illegal shift, illegal motion penalties, illegal formation penalties. There's really just no excuse for those, even in these situations.
They've had no turnovers tonight. They've had 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. And now Leonard will back into the end zone in punt formation. We think, yes, he does punt it. And this one will take a sideways bounce and go out of bounds. And good starting field position for Ray Pec as they'll have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, and I want to go back to this too, Kevin. We know we had several penalties here, but Ray Pec's defense, first 3 and out that they forced here tonight with 6 minutes to go. So an opportunity, this game is, out of hand kind of at this point for them, but an opportunity here to put something together offensively.
And a new quarterback has entered the game, and that'll be Gavin Oliver, a 6'5 junior. And it's Fager, and he is stopped on the play. That is Pearsall, the defensive end, sophomore. Only a sophomore, but has big upside.
Well, just a lot of penetration all the way through this offensive line. You can see it right there. But Pearsall coming in to make a tackle for loss.
Missouri has offered this kid. Nebraska. Boy, talk about some underclassmen in this game. Well, we saw the parade of coaches here scouting this game. Tennessee's here. KU is here. South Dakota. William Jewell, Missouri Western. Screen pass set up. And that's Fager, and he is stopped immediately as he was grabbed on the play. And that was Morgan Simmons, senior linebacker. Now it's third down and a bundle. There you see some of the scouts here. Is that what that orange tee? You were saying he was wearing a tee on the shirt. So that's the Tennessee tee there.
Tennessee Volunteers.
All right. My mom loves the Volunteers because she likes those orange jerseys they wear. I'm like, okay, Mom. Lance Leipold was here from KU. This pass to the sideline. Riddell comes back, makes the catch, but well short of the first down as Pearsall knocks him out of bounds.
This is a nice throw in rhythm by Oliver. Hit your big wide receiver on the outside.
Check that. Robin Lucas, the second, had the coverage. Man, do I feel old. I did Robin Lucas the first basketball games when he was a star at Blue Springs South. And there's his son out there making plays in the Broncos secondary. Well, we've already established I can't see anything, so you can start the old man jokes at any point, but the cavalcade of flags tonight is...
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards.
By the way, Robin Lucas, the dad, as a basketball player, big-time scorer for the Blue Springs South squad. I think he was like their all-time leading scorer for a while. Now fourth down. They will go. Fourth down and 13. Pass is caught. Let's see where they spot this. It looks to be a little short. That's Gunnar Elkins now. Gunnar is saying it is a first down, but I don't know. It looks like the spot differs with that. They say no first down, ball over on downs to the Broncos of Lee Summit North.
A nice job by Gavin Oliver standing in the pocket here, throwing this pass, and this little juggle right there.
Yeah, he came back just
had
a
to
little
come back
bit
for the football. It did a nice job, Elkins did, but that little juggle of the ball brought him back about a half a yard. He had to do that to secure the catch. And just ended up a little bit short.
Max Ford, Quincy Baker, and the offense back out. Enjoying a big lead on the road here in week 6. End around. And that is the tight end. That is Lindsey. Leveled on the play there by Brokaw, the outside linebacker, but got a good chunk. As we get 5 on the play. Second down and 5. Lindsey, the hardworking kid, the 1,000-pound club in the weight room. Now, if you're Lee Summit North, you have the lead. You can manage the clock, but feel like they that 3 and out was a slap in the face, so they're going to come at you and try to get their offense firing again.
Well, again, they've done a lot of work on the left-hand side. That offensive line behind Big Caden Green. And
that Pate kid,
Tyler Pate's been doing a great job over there too, but they got a couple young guys up there as well. I mean, I know Caden Green gets a lot of the pub as a senior on the outside. A lot of young, big guys up front.
And this is the shifty Tanner Howes. And Howes. Seen him with the 3-touchdown night. Came in with 3. Second down, it's short. House did not get the first down. It's good work there by Nevins, the Mike linebacker. Also,
Ray Pec's continuing, really here defensively to give a ton of effort, Kevin. I'm giving a tip of the cap to them. It's 41-7 here, but these boys are continuing to battle.
And looks like they're going to have to snap it because the play clock and the game clock are pretty much in sync. No. The game clock was just a second ahead. It was that close, ladies and gentlemen. But a big rushing play of 80 yards by Jaden Hines has a big lead for the Broncos on the road on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Panther Pride Marching Band. Great job tonight here. Big crowd as we take a look at the Hy-Vee scoring by quarters domination by this Bronco offense as they're running the Wildcat again. And Tanner Howes is back there. And another penalty on the Broncos. And you saw Tanner kind of jump like he felt like he was
on the offense, 5 yards.
Destined for a big running play on 3rd down and 6 as we start playing the fourth quarter. Kevin White, Bethany Bowman, and Mark Bowrichter, your announcers. Our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew tonight in Cass County, Peculiar, Missouri, Panther Stadium, Ray Pec High School. And now Howes stays in again. And he is not going to get the first down as the defense there able to shut him down. That's the anchor man, Andrew Brokaw.
Andrew Brokaw's had a difficult job tonight, that outside linebacker position, trying to hold the edge against some big offensive linemen. He's drawn a couple holding calls, which has been good, but he's had a difficult task tonight.
Might have to explain that joke to a young crowd. Tom Brokaw, of course, the former NBC anchorman. His nickname is Tom. As Leonard will punt it. Wow, you're old when you have to explain a joke. As this ball tapped down at the 10-yard line. And we have another flag down.
We've got a sideline. I think this might be a warning.
Okay, yeah, this might. The
home team. First.
Okay. Sideline warning on the Ray Pec sideline is what the call is. So now the Panthers will take over deep in their own territory. Good punt there by Leonard to pin back the Ray Pec offense. There is the drone that's been flying above the action tonight, taking all those pictures for all the good folks who can't make it tonight to watch online, I'm sure. I don't think that was regarding the sideline warning. I think somebody got a little rambunctious on the sideline and went too far. As here's Walker on a cutback, freshman, taken down nicely there. That was Ward with a nice open field stop. And you talked about these guys. Ward and Waneri, these guys have had a heck of a game tonight on that defensive line, and I got to give some props to Moore too, the big guy in the middle. Yes. He takes on a lot of that, so that frees these guys up. And Kamori Moore is a big-time prospect. He's getting a lot of looks from big-time colleges.
And an underclassman as well.
Yeah. And now here goes Walker off to the races. Z. Walker down the sidelines using that speed, and the freshman does it again from distance. This time 90 yards. But a flag is down. Imagine that. We haven't seen that many tonight. Sarcasm. So now Ray Pec shoots themselves in the foot with a huge penalty, but, well, you can see what they like in Z. Walker.
Yeah.
When he gets it, he is exciting.
Run. Holding on the offense. 10 yards, follow. We'll replay second down.
Frustrated Coach Martin, talking with longtime coach Brad Gaines there.
So this hold started about the 15-yard line. That's where the spot of the foul was. Had to have come on the outside. But Kevin, you mentioned it was Z. Walker. You see what they like as a freshman and why he's playing a lot.
With
we saw his
seniors
kickoff,
in the backfield.
We saw his kickoff return in the first half, but you saw right there, once he broke into the secondary, I mean, if you're even, he's leaving. Like,
That's
he
right.
outran everybody to the end zone. When I say outran everybody, there were guys that may have had an opportunity and angle for him, but he just ran away from them.
So second down, we're saying 13 on the chains. And Oliver will deliver down the field. Doss open and makes the catch. Another flag down just across the 40. So hold the celebration for Jaden Doss. Headed to Nebraska.
It's going to be pass interference on the offense.
And the fans on the home side getting a little grumbly.
Interference against the offense. That'll be half the distance from spot. Replay, second down.
So a half the distance penalty moves it closer to the goal line. It's just inside the 5-yard line.
Now two of the biggest plays for Ray Pec on offense tonight have been negated by penalties.
Yeah, 90-yard rushing touchdown and a long pass to Jaden Doss. Wiped out. Penalties on the Panthers as they continue to get backed up. Quarterback trying to get out of the end zone to avoid a safety. And it's again Ward there bringing him down.
It's a really nice heads-up play by Gavin Oliver, the quarterback, though, Kevin, in this situation. Nowhere to go, under pressure, the presence of mind to stick his head down and just get out of the end zone to avoid the safety.
I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I can't read Ward's number because the light gray on white, no contrast. But that hair, I see that hair flying around. That's Ward. That's how I'm identifying him, because those numbers should be legal because you can't even see them. But Ward's hair, I'm jealous. Curly and long. Oliver out of the end zone, nearly intercepted. As coming over, the cornerback made a diving attempt that time, as that was Elijah Mosey, the nephew. Well, actually, check that. That was Ashton Weingartner. We got the double numbers, so you got to make sure that you get the 20 that plays defense. Mosey plays on the offensive side. Ashton is on the defensive side. Nearly had an interception. As now the punting unit out. Doss, the back of the end zone, has to avoid the safety. Now will take off and run. And his great speed, let's see. He needed to get to the 20, did not get there. Ball over on downs now to Lee Summit North. So your explosive player.
I'm not so sure that was the actual design, if he just did that himself, to be honest with you, Kevin, on that play. But good effort to get close to the first down marker, just not able to get it.
He came up about a yard and a half short. As, well, maybe they're saying they're spotting it at the 17, beg your pardon. Empty set. Again, this is Hines on a cutback. This guy is pretty good with this Wildcat as we check in with Bethany.
Guys, things haven't really gone too well tonight here for Ray Pec, but then that begs the question, just how good is Lee Summit North? They talked about their state championship goals with you guys and myself this week, and just how they haven't won one in program history, looking for that first state title, and, it seems to look like they might have the pieces to do that this season.
Quick pass, Mosey, the catch, the cut, the touchdown. Lee Summit North, Isaiah Mosey. Hey, Isaiah, I got this one right this time. Your second touchdown of the night. And on the season, the coach's son now has 7 receiving touchdowns. 10-yarder in the first half. And this one, nearly the same distance as you see Barnhill trying the point after. Peanut Cashier making the cat. There is the coach's son celebrating on the sidelines. This guy's very in space here, Mark. He is tough to handle.
He is tough to handle, and just not a lot of...
I don't think anybody touched him either.
No, and he gets a couple blocks here on the outside, too. It's well blocked. On the outside, you saw Copeland there blocking right in front of him, but...
This guy's a sophomore, played as a freshman, played a lot as a freshman. You say, well, his dad's the coach. No, folks, this guy is an elite talent, and he's out there playing. He's already got 22 Division I offers. So all those coaches that are here tonight, he's on the list of guys they're taking a look at tonight. And impressing with 2 receiving touchdowns.
Well, this entire Lee Summit North offense has been impressive tonight, Kevin. They just have so much talent and so many playmakers. We've seen it a myriad of ways with Jaden Hines right there throwing that ball out to him. Mosey making plays. The Winston brothers making plays. Quincy Baker, Tanner Howes.
And here is the freshman. Oh, just tripped up. Flag on the play. It's a shoestring tackle. And the penalties coming up looks like on Ray Pec. They're saying it's a blindside block, if I can read lips right. Gary Wade is your referee tonight.
Turn to return, personal foul, blindside block, first down.
Well, they'll move it back. Got to meet Isaiah Mosey. He's a younger kid. He remembers me as the old guy that keeps asking his dad questions and doesn't allow me to get a ride home. So, oh my God, this guy's here. Oh man, we're never going to get home and have dinner with the family. This running play by Biggins, fumble, ball on the field, and who's got it? Covered up by Lee Summit North just before the sideline. Second turnover of the night. And let's see who got it. The celebrating by, it looks like a sophomore named Tyler Harris. He's the one that's very exuberant. Let's see what happened. Biggins, the ball shoots right toward the sideline. And right there, you see him try to grab at it. And right before it goes out of bounds, Harris able to cover it up. Harris, a backup, sophomore, getting some time here in this one-sided game.
Yeah, Harris actually reached his arm out there and scooped
Saved
that ball
it, yeah.
back in from going out of bounds. A nice play by him.
And a new quarterback in the ball game is Lee Mulmore, as a flag is down.
This is going to be holding on the right tackle. As he got outside, had a handful of jersey.
Mulmore is the third quarterback tonight for the Broncos.
During the run, hold, 10-yard spot, replay, first down.
Well, when the guys go to the film room, the penalty situation still not taken care of. It's a running play. Seeing some of the second and third team players. This is Corey Lee. He is a junior running back.
A lot of opportunity for both teams here to get some backups and some young guys in the game and get some experience at the varsity level.
Nice spinning move there in open field. It's another running back they're getting some time with. I think it might be Robert Cage. A lot of double numbers. Third down and short coming up for Lee Summit North at Liberty next week, October the 7th. And they will go in riding a 5-game win streak. Quarterback Mulmore taken down by Schneider and does not have the first down. It'll be fourth down. Taryn Schneider, stalwarts on the defensive line. Coming up next week, Battle of the Northland. Two teams having great seasons, big rivalry. North Kansas City at the new stadium there on the school campus of Oak Park, so we're not going to Staley or using the district stadium. We're going to be at Oak Park for our first time. And we got an injured player down for Lee Summit North. Player shaken up, looks to be
Able to
walking off.
Walk off on his own power, always good to see.
We have no 48 listed on our roster, so they're wearing their battle uniforms tonight with the white jerseys tonight. We also have a set of Nike jerseys that they wear. So you got to get the specific roster for the jersey they're wearing, as Mulmore going to throw to the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. And looking on the roster that we have, 84 not also on the roster. So we're getting deep into the backup unit here if these guys aren't even listed on the battle uniform roster here tonight. So incomplete. Ball over on downs to Ray Pec as we wind this one down tonight.
We're also into the running clock portion, Kevin.
Yeah.
Here this fourth quarter with the 40-point lead.
This running play is a good one. Across the 20. And that is going to do it. Is running the football that time was Lane Jensen, a junior running back. And Lee Summit North continues to be a hot product as they've won 5 in a row to go to 5-1. I think a lot of people said, oh, wow, all this hype about this team, and then they go to Liberty North and lose 17-7. But the hype is real, folks. The Broncos are for real as they go on the road and beat a highly ranked team in Ray Pec. As your final score tonight is 47-7 for Jamar Mosey and Lee Summit North. Hy-Vee postgame is coming up next. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum Sports. Time now for Hy-Vee postgame here from Peculiar as we're at Ray Pec High School Panther Stadium, and two highly rated teams going at it, and the Broncos behind a strong ground game. One of those guys contributing tonight, the junior Tanner Howes. He's now with Bethany.
Tanner, 3 rushing touchdowns on the way to a dominating win tonight. How does this one feel?
It feels great. I mean, good team victory, and just looking forward to next week.
This team has so many pieces, so many weapons. How far can it carry this team this season?
State championship, that's the goal. It's always been the goal, and I think we can do it.
How do you approach each week now moving forward?
Just week by week. We're just focused on the next week, and then just one by one, domino.
How much fun was it over there on the sideline tonight?
It was a lot of fun. Proud of my guys.
All right, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bethany. Yeah, it started with the first run of the game by Tanner. Then he got a little wildcat going, got 3 touchdowns, and his team rolls on the road tonight. This team really hot right now under Coach Mosey.
Well, they certainly are, and just an absolutely dominating performance tonight. And it started from the opening kickoff. The first play from scrimmage from Lee Summit North, that guy right there, Tanner Howes, with a huge run to get things going on things. So just a dominating performance. You mentioned it, though, Kevin. If there's one blip about this game for Lee Summit North, it's the amount of penalties. And they've got to be more disciplined moving forward if their goal is to win a state championship. That's the one thing that I take away from tonight that could be a negative for them. A lot of penalties that are correctable, first and foremost, just lining up and going from there.
Special thanks to our school ADs, Christina Martin of Ray Pec, Mike McGurk of North. Thanks to the coaches, Sean Martin and Jamar Mosey. Our producer, Dean Andruck. For Mark Borichter, Bethany Bowman, our entire broadcast crew from Spectrum Sports, Kevin White saying so long from Panther Stadium, Ray Pec High School. Our final once again, Lee Summit North 47, Ray Pec 7, as we say goodnight from Peculiar, Missouri.